So welcome to another episode of Dark Dialogue Shadow Chat Sessions. I'm your host, John.
And I'm Angela.
And again, this is the show where we just get to be kind of silly idiots and, you know, talk about strange shit and dipshits and whatever other kind of shit we want to talk about.
Yeah, this is the show I get to be normal.
This is pretty true. Yeah.
He's not even gonna lie for me. This is true. It's just weird.
So we just dug ourselves through a couple of pretty freaking intense episodes, and so I'm ready to kind of laugh and have a little bit of
it's time
lighter take on life. So with that, again, I have done away with the news headlines just so we can just have a whole show full of shit.
Just fun.
So, with that, are you ready to jump into the strange headlines segment?
Let's do this one. Show it.
All right, so this week's strange headline is Iceland declares elf habitat off limits for road construction.
Elves need roads too.
So, in 2013, Iceland halted a major road project to avoid disturbing an area said to be inhabited by elves, per local tradition.
Oh.
So after protesters and self-proclaimed elf communicators intervened, the Icelandic Road and Coastal Administration rerouted a highway to avoid sacred lava rocks believed to house Huldufólk. Hidden people. Hidden people. I think that must mean hidden people.
Okay. In Iceland?
In Icelandic?
Icelandic?
Yeah. The government didn't officially admit to the elf belief, but they moved the damn road. So
that's belief to me.
My take, say what you will, but Iceland is the only country where construction projects are delayed by fairy folk instead of zoning boards. America has red tape. Iceland has invisible neighbors who demand relocation packages.
Can we have some elves in Wyoming so we can just have some time without construction?
Well, no shit. Then, I mean, if you believe in the whole elf thing, we do have them in Wyoming.
Yeah, but they're not stopping any road construction.
That's because not enough people in Wyoming believe in them.
Come on, people. Believe.
So, can you file an HOA complaint against elves, or how does that work?
I don't. Would you want to? Elves make cookies, man.
This is not Ebler.
Are you sure?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Right? They don't make cookies. They don't make presents.
He's like, I don't know what to do with her anymore. Somebody come get her.
So, I mean, this is a real legit belief that people have. I mean, I've known some people that firmly believe in elves,
mm-hmm.
and they build like little houses or little towns in their gardens and stuff like that, so that the elves can have a place to go. Like, I ain't judging, man, whatever. I've already said my theories on like different realms and stuff like that, so if there could be a Bigfoot, there could be elves, I suppose.
Yeah.
So should your road crew include a shaman?
I would think that would depend on the road.
Yeah. What exactly is elf habitat that would necessitate the need of a shaman?
It depends on how religious they are.
The elves?
Yeah. Isn't shamanism a religion?
Well, it's not technically a religion, but so as a shaman, you learn to journey to other realms. And in those other realms, you can communicate with whatever beings exist in those realms.
Well, then for sure.
I think the lower realm, like the first one.
The one we live in?
No, that's not, no. No, the one above where we live in is, I think that's the one that the elves live in.
Oh, really?
If I remember right.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like just like one level away from us, not above us, just in a different realm.
Okay.
According to this whole theory. But a shaman can journey to those realms and then meet with those creatures and talk to them. That's why it would be a shaman.
Then I think so.
Yeah.
Because we need to know what they want, how if everything's okay. And I don't know, can they do anything to us if we piss them off?
Depends on what you believe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Depends on what you believe. Myself, I don't want any more bullshit red tape. That's true. To build something. Like when I was in the oil field, we had a chicken whisperer come out there and sit and watch to see if there were any sage chickens to determine if we could plant a power pole or not. And if he heard it to come out, the chicken whisperer had to come out for like so many days and so many nights and listen for sage chickens. And if he heard them, if they were in the area, then we had to totally redesign everything to accommodate the sage chickens. So no, I'm not on board for doing that for elves as well. Just saying.
Okay.
So next we have our conspiracy corner.
Yikes.
So the Denver International Airport is a secret bunker for the global elite.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So conspiracy theorists believe Denver's International Airport hides an underground apocalypse shelter for the Illuminati. Between the creepy horse statue that killed its creator, the murals depicting chaos and rebirth, and odd construction delays, people are convinced that DIA is more than an airport. The theory claims tunnels, alien bunkers, and Freemason symbols form a launch pad for world domination or post-apocalyptic survival. My take? Because clearly the best place to hide humanity's last hope is behind a TSA line and a Panda Express. If this is the elite's secret lair, someone needs to let them know that it smells like Cinnabon and lost luggage. So, I didn't even know which pictures, and I know it's unfair to our listeners, but I didn't even know what pictures to include because the place is full of weird shit.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, Lucifer, that one, what in the hell?
I don't know.
And he killed his creator. You know that.
I heard something.
It fell on the dude and killed him.
And they still...
And Lucifer, for those that are listening, is like this big, ugly, hideous-looking, nasty-ass, raring horse that's out in front of Denver International Airport, and it has bright red, glowing eyes. It's one of the creepiest freaking statues I have ever seen. And that's what welcomes you to the Denver airport.
Right.
Plus, you got all these weird murals all over that airport. You've got like gargoyles, you got all kinds of Freemason imagery and stuff all throughout that place. I can't say that I disagree with this. Like, I have seen some shit that is pretty convincing that something not all out in the open was going on at that airport.
Yeah, that's the airport I've spent the most time in, and it is very weird. And I do not understand. Are they trying to look like the Rocky Mountains with the weird peak things?
Oh, I don't know.
What is that?
With that? I don't know what that was. What the whole idea behind that was.
It looks like they want to impale anything that falls out of the sky.
It looks like circus tents.
Yeah.
It's an ugly airport, if you want my opinion. And I have spent, oh my God, I don't know how many hours in that freaking place because, I used to have to fly kids in and stuff like that. So living near Denver, you spend a lot of time at the airport if you have any family that travels to see you or anything like that. So and then, for work, I've had to fly a lot. And so I always flew out of Denver, obviously. And so I have spent, I don't even know, countless hours in that airport. I have looked through all of those weird ass murals and stuff. And I've always just scratched my head and said,
why would they do this? Yeah.
Why would you try to make something ugly as possible? It's just bizarre to me. So is Blucifer, the freaking devil horse, the official mascot of the end times?
It kind of feels like it.
It does. Have you ever went to the airport after dark and pulled up and seen that ugly ass thing? It is creepy as hell. I don't know.
From far away, I like the blue.
Yeah. And without the red eyes.
When you get up there, then you're like, It is definitely something that looks better from afar.
Yeah, from like Wyoming. It is hideously ugly.
Yeah.
And I do not understand why in the world you would put something like that up.
I don't understand.
It is not welcoming at all.
No.
It is like out of a horror movie.
It's like, do I really want to get on this plane?
Yeah. So if any of you don't know what we're talking about, just look it up online.
Yeah.
There are so many pictures of this ugly ass thing, and you'll see what we're talking about. So, are flight delays just New World Order scheduling?
You're not supposed to talk about that kind of stuff.
I mean, I gotta say that I do believe that the ultra elite in this world probably do have like an escape plan.
Yeah.
What is that movie when they're gonna flood? It wasn't the best movie, but 2012.
Oh, I refuse to watch that one.
Why?
I'll watch it now, but when it came out, I didn't want to watch it because I was not emotionally strong enough.
Oh, because you thought it might happen?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the ultra elite in the world realize what's going to happen, and the whole planet's going to flood, just like in the days of Noah.
Yeah.
So the ultra elite build these arcs that they put like in the Himalayas, and they build them all in secret because it costs like so many millions of dollars for a ticket or whatever. You know the premise of the movie?
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if similar shit's real, like the ultra elite have a plan.
Yeah.
And I
think they do.
I think
secret societies are all over and they're planning something.
Oh yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was Denver, honestly. And I say that because
Denver or Portland. They're just as weird.
I don't say because Denver's weird, although they are. But I say it because of its location. It's one of the more centrally located major airports in this country.
True.
That is in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like Chicago O'Hare is more central, but it's not like isolated like DIA. I mean,
and they isolated DIA. They moved it.
That was the other thing. Yeah. Why do you put an airport like 30 freaking miles away from civilization?
The very first time I flew in there, it was on 16th Street in that area.
Back when it was Stapleton?
Yeah. And then the next time I fly in there, it's like in a whole nother country.
It is.
And I'm like,
out there.
Why? So yeah, it's weird.
It's way out there.
It's very, very weird.
So it does make sense. They've got it located remote from any civilization.
Yeah.
And then I would say it's
who knows what's under.
It's the most central major airline hub in the country.
International.
That I can think of off the top of my head. But anyway, I don't know. And there's apparently all kinds of shit underneath the ground that nobody knows about.
Yep. And I want to know.
I want to know too.
I want to know. Let's find out. How do we find out?
I don't know. Become a super elite. I don't know how you do that though.
I think that requires being around too many people.
I'm pretty sure that storming DIA to discover it for ourselves is going to end up in a prison sentence, which I'm not really all about.
No, I'm not keen on that either.
Not so much, no. And probably federal. And then probably, if it is the Illuminati and we piss them off, we're probably going to end up being like Epstein in our cells. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, should you bring your bug out bag and included with your boarding pass?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't see why not.
I pretty much have my bug out bag with me all the time.
Make sure it's less than 50 pounds.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that shit.
Is it carry-on?
Yeah. So next we have our Reddit rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
So this week is my kid's imaginary friend knows my social security number. So a parent on Reddit claims that their toddler's imaginary friend shared private family information, including passports and social security numbers. The child allegedly began repeating strings of numbers and passwords daddy uses when talking to a friend named Silas. Other users speculated it was either a case of subliminal memory or a tech leak or a paranormal breach. My take? Nothing says childhood innocence like a pint-sized oracle blurting out your Netflix login to an invisible buddy. Either this ghost is phishing or your toddler is a sentient VPN breach in Paw Patrol pajamas. So, is it a spirit or spyware in toddler form?
You know, I mean, people are digging into, what are those things? Baby monitors. You never know.
Yeah, but how is that going to get your kid to talk to his imaginary friend about your password?
It's your kid talking to the baby monitor. That's what it is.
No, he's talking to Silas, his imaginary friend. They said it.
I just like to irritate you. It's fun. I don't know.
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think this is a kid that's being a kid.
I had
an imaginary friend when I was a little kid. I think anybody that's honest, the vast majority of us probably did have imaginary friends when we were kids. And, you know, how this kid knows this, I don't know, but I'd ask his parents, how the hell does your kid have your passwords?
Kids are sponges. They get over here and they repeat.
I mean, is all you had to do is like yell it to your wife one time.
Exactly.
Say, honey, what's the password for this? And you're like, oh, elemental P. And man, those kids latch onto that shit. It's amazing. They hear it one time and they've got it.
Little freaking sponges.
So, I mean, that's really my... You know, you guys know I don't really investigate this shit, but that is my take on this, is I think it's a kid being a kid and parents being a little bit loony.
A little more paranoid than me, which I'm glad to see someone is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what it would take for me to go on Reddit and say some crazy shit like this. It would have to be...
drugs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would. I mean, but that's not me. I know a lot of people reach out to social media immediately with what they had for dinner and whatever, but that ain't me. So, should imaginary friends have to sign NDAs?
Yes.
Yeah. You explain that to your 2-year-old. So, can ghosts commit identity theft?
I'm going to say yes.
And why in the hell would they want to?
Why would they want to do anything? To mess with us.
So they're going to steal your identity?
I love the looks on your faces sometimes.
I don't know about that.
It's to haunt you.
Okay, so it's time for our...
He says, moving on. She said something.
Moving on. It is time for Dipshit's diary.
And I can hear the voice.
Dipshit diaries.
Can you?
Yes, I can.
So, a Texas man tries to rob a bank
Oh my.
with a toilet plunger. So, a Houston man stormed into a bank, waving a plunger and demanding cash. The suspect, reportedly under the influence and under-equipped, threatened tellers with a toilet plunger before being tased and arrested. Police noted he yelled, "I'm unclogging the system," as he charged the counter. My take? You gotta respect the thematic commitment. We've officially flushed the gene pool. Who needs a weapon when you have plumbing-based bravado and no follow-through?
I wish there was a video.
So,
Why isn't there a video?
is this protest or plumbing cosplay?
Oh, cosplay for sure.
I mean, I do gotta say that it is a step up from last week or the last episode where the guy was using his finger.
Yeah.
I mean,
At least you could do some damage
with a toilet plunger.
yeah.
Probably not a lot.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It is at least some sort of a weapon.
Yeah.
So, which brings us to the next question, and that is, can plungers be classified as deadly weapons?
I would think depending on whose hands they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I would say depending on what kind of plunger it is.
Well, yeah, because you could snap it and
If it's like
a shard and then...
if it's like the old wooden handled ones, like
Mhm.
I mean, you can beat somebody to death with a freaking a chunk of wood. It's
Yeah.
the handle of a toilet plunger. So yeah, or like you said, break it and stab somebody or whatever. But if it's like one of the cheesy little accordion plastic
Right? Those are weird.
ones, then I don't know that I could really think of any way that you're
just
killing
gonna
somebody with that.
Annoy them with the noise.
Right. So, I mean, I would just be scared that you're chasing me with a freaking toilet plunger that has been God knows where.
Don't mess with the jungle-phobic make face.
So
Don't let her out.
that would be where I would go, like running and screaming out of the building, not necessarily for fear of my life, or at least immediate.
All the E. coli.
Yeah. So should this go under white collar crime or bathroom blue?
Code Brown.
It could be code brown. Yes. Okay, so an Arizona burglar breaks into a home, starts shower, and then makes tacos.
He better have made enough.
So a man broke into a Tucson home, stripped naked, started a shower, and was cooking tortillas on the stove when police arrived. So this happened in 2022. Officers responded to a burglary call only to find the suspect calmly preparing food in the nude while the shower ran. He told officers that he was just trying to vibe. He was promptly arrested for unlawful entry and indecent exposure. My take? Honestly, same. Sometimes life gets so weird, all you want is warm tortilla and a hot rinse. It's criminal, but relatable.
I'm just saying, he better have made enough for the whole class.
Absolutely. So is this breaking and entering or a wellness retreat gone rogue?
I don't think it's either.
No?
No, it's
Somebody on drugs?
it's an interesting take on catering.
But he wasn't taking it anywhere. He was just making it for himself.
Well, who knows? Maybe he was trying to pay back the people if they showed up that he was using their shower.
I mean, if I was to guess, he's probably done this multiple times. I don't know a thing about this dude. My guess is he's probably homeless and he probably breaks into homes
And does
this shit.
It's back to frogging.
This time just got caught.
Yeah.
So should burglars at least have to bring their own seasoning?
Yes. It's only fair.
I agree.
Seasoning's expensive.
If I walk into the kitchen and you're naked cooking tortillas in my house, you're going to get shot.
I would say it depends on who you are.
I would not.
No, just shot. Yeah. Got it.
So can we call this a spa robbery?
Spobbery?
A spobbery?
Spobbery. I don't know if he never actually made it into the shower.
I don't think he did. He went and started the shower and then, which is
just wanted the mist.
Is a perplexing progression of the crime, I guess you could say. Like, of course, I'm not that guy. Do people like go start a shower and then go start dinner? Why would you do that?
I'm not that guy either.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'll go eat dinner and then go take a shower. And I might turn on the shower to get it getting hot, like right before I step in, but not for like an hour or whatever it's going to take me to cook and eat tacos.
I don't know.
That's why it's considered a dipshit.
Yes.
And now is time for our weird shit section.
Weird shit.
And I can hear that voice too.
So, the Bridgewater Triangle, Massachusetts Paranormal, Bermuda. So, a 200 square mile area in southeastern Massachusetts, infamous for cryptids, ghosts, UFOs, and general paranormal chaos. Centered around Hockomock Swamp, this zone is said to be cursed. Reported sightings include thunderbirds, phantom lights, giant snakes, and ghostly apparitions. It's like someone poured all of the X-Files into one part of New England and left the lid off. My take? If you don't get haunted here, did you even visit? Between the ancient curses and the flying monsters, it's a paranormal Costco. Bring a flashlight and maybe a crucifix or at least some granola.
And your member card. They're not getting it.
Your member card. So, first of all, were you aware of this?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard of this one either. I have heard of some other triangles like the Bermuda Triangle around the world. I don't think I've ever heard of this particular one.
I actually created one last week.
A Bermuda Triangle?
I did.
You must explain.
No, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it at
that.
So we were discussing Skinwalker Ranch, Blind Frog Ranch, and my grandparents' farm. And how weird things happen. If you've seen the Skinwalker Ranch stuff, you've seen the Blind Frog Ranch stuff. Well, it actually makes a triangle.
Really?
If you connect Skinwalker and Blind Frog and my grandparents' farm, it makes a triangle. So I made my own creepy triangle last week.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, should state parks start charging a ghost tax?
Why not? They freaking tax everything else.
Yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. I mean, I don't really know what to say about these weird-ass triangles. I know I haven't heard much out of this one. Obviously, I've never heard of it before. But like the Bermuda Triangle, there's some weird shit that has happened down there for a long, long time. So I can't necessarily explain it, but I think something goes on.
Something goes on.
So do Thunderbirds come with a weather warning? What the hell is a Thunderbird?
See, now all I thought was a car.
Oh no!
The first thing I thought was a car.
Oh no! It's a real thing.
Huh? I've not heard of that.
I mean, I can't say it's a real thing. It's like a cryptid or like a.
It's in the cryptid library, but I've never heard of it as a cryptid. So all I'm seeing is cars.
So I guess I'm not really too familiar with it as far as a cryptid goes. I'm aware of it or familiar with it with like native history.
Oh, okay.
You'll see, especially like
so it's a native cryptid-ish?
I don't know. This is just what I know about it. I think it's the Navajo or the Dene. have it on a lot of like their clothing and stuff. When you see that bird, that's a thunderbird.
Okay.
And I think that the story is that that's where thunder comes from, is like those birds flapping their wings or something like that.
Huh.
But I've heard about it in like native history and stuff like that. Okay. But as far as a cryptid, I don't think I've ever heard of it as a cryptid. But I mean, I suppose that, you know, if it's a bird that flaps its wings and makes thunder, that technically you could call it a cryptid, right?
Yeah.
So is Massachusetts just really bored?
Massachusetts is something, because weird things happen there all the time.
Yeah, I've never been.
I've never been either, but it's kind of on the list.
Of places you want to go?
Yeah, of the creepy places, because I just kind of want to go to all the creepy places.
Well, and I think a lot of that has to do with the age of that area compared to, you know, a lot of the other areas of the country. Yeah. So, all right. So the next one is the ghost ship MV Joyita. However the hell you say that. Everyone vanished. Everything else stayed. So, a merchant vessel found adrift in 1955 with cargo missing, gear intact, and all 25 people mysteriously gone. The Joyita was perfectly seaworthy when discovered, but its crew, lifeboats, and passengers had disappeared. Radio distress signals were logged, food was untouched, and bloodstains were found. No one was ever found, and the theories are still wild.
Pirates.
My take, when your crew rage quits existence, maybe the ocean just called dibs, or maybe this is why I refuse to board anything without a solid Wi-Fi signal and an exorcist. So, is this a ghost ship or spontaneous group vacation?
It was the Kraken.
You think it was the Kraken?
I think it was the Kraken.
So, I mean, I have read multiple stories very similar to this one. I'd never heard of this one before, but there's a much older one going back to 1800s, somewhere around there, where a ship was found, very similar circumstances. Nothing was wrong with the ship. They were carrying a cargo of like some kind of alcohol or something, I think. And one of the theories was that maybe one of the containers broke and they like tried to get into a lifeboat and then something went wrong. I don't know. This very similar thing is there's just this ship floating out there, and this other ship come along and saw it and towed it in, because back in those days, I don't know how the laws work now, but back in those days, if you brought it in, then it was yours.
It was maritime law, yeah.
And so there was a huge investigation. I think there was even a trial, because they claimed that these guys killed everybody on that ship in order to claim this ship.
Oh.
But, and this, obviously it's a different story altogether, but it's weird as shit when...
It happens a lot.
It happens quite a bit.
The ocean is weird.
The ocean is weird.
It's creepy. There's things there. I fully believe there's a Kraken.
And you're talking 25 people on this boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of damn people. And there wasn't a single body found.
This one had the blood?
There was blood, yes, on this one.
Oh.
Yep. So I don't know that your first inclination wasn't the right one, and that's pirates. Because that is a real thing. People may not realize it, but that shit goes on today.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. So is missing at sea just pirate code for noped out?
Yep. Nope. I'm done.
Should boats come with return policies?
I mean, it was still seaworthy, but they did some damage.
It sure looked like it. I don't know what could have caused this, and I don't know. I've never been on a boat, ship, whatever, where I couldn't see land. I don't know how I would handle that.
I have, but it was in Yellowstone.
How does that work?
Well, you can see land, but it's tiny, 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 tiny.
I mean, like, where you can't see it. Like, you're hundreds of miles from land. The idea kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always wanted to retire by a sailboat. No, I can't sail. I've never sailed in my life. But buy a sailboat and then sail to Palmyra and live.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I can't find you...
I'm on Palmyra.
Okay.
Yeah. Which happens to be the location of a great true crime story. It's a deserted island in the South Pacific where there was a murder back in the 70s. The murder of Mac and... what the hell was her name? Mac and Muff. Mac and Muff. But I can't think of their last name. Anyway, this piece of shit hippie freaking killed him. And then Vincent Bugliosi, do you know who he is?
Mm-mm.
Vincent Bugliosi was the prosecutor on the Charles Manson case. He's a very famous attorney in California. Vincent Bugliosi was his girlfriend's lawyer. And then he wrote a book on it because that's what Vincent Bugliosi does. He wrote Helter Skelter after the Charles Manson trial. He wrote And the Sea Will Tell after this particular trial. So, but it's like this beautiful island in the middle of the freaking South Pacific where the Japanese had like maybe it was the U.S. I don't remember. Anyway, there was a military base on it during World War II. And so there's still like all the old military buildings and stuff there. But other than that, nobody lives there. So, or some other island that nobody knows about and would never find me. And I could just live out the rest of my life in seclusion on an island in the South Pacific. Always kind of been a dream, but one that I would really struggle with if I find that I don't handle it well if I'm on a boat when I can't see land. Just saying. There could be a flaw in my plan.
There's a flaw. You're gonna need a captain and a lot of sleep meds to get where you're going.
I'm just gonna have to learn to sail and then do it and then be like, yep, I can do it, or nope, I'm selling a sailboat.
Where are you gonna test this theory first?
Like I could learn to sail anywhere, but then to test that theory, I'm going to have to go on some voyage. I don't know. Maybe I'll sail to New Zealand.
Dark dialogue voyage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could broadcast from Palmyra, especially now. I'd have Starlink, man. I'd have Starlink on Palmyra. I could still broadcast live on the ground at a murder site.
Okay.
I think it's a tax write-off.
There you go.
Next, we have the Beigong pipes. Ancient alien plumbing in China?
Sure.
So, metallic pipe-like structures embedded in remote Chinese rock formations have stumped scientists for decades. Located near Mount Beigong, the pipes run deep into the rock and even down into a saltwater lake. Some suggest natural formation, others scream alien infrastructure. Chinese studies show unusual isotope levels, adding to the mystery. My take? Aliens, intergalactic masterminds, or really picky about bathwater. Either way, they left behind plumbing that still outperforms most rental properties. Mm-hmm. And no, you can't call Roto-Rooter on a dimensional leak. I mean, look at those things.
That's creepy a little bit.
It's weird as hell. They're like perfect circles. They look like pipes.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would really mess with somebody who has trypophobia.
What the hell is that?
The fear of holes, fear of circles.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of circles going on in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, did aliens discover hard water first?
Calcium and lime. And CLR.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to think about this one.
Oh,
it's weird as hell.
To me, are they actually metal?
From what I understand, they are metallic.
Because to me, it just looks like erosion, kind of. But it is a little perfect.
Well, whatever it is, they apparently show unusual isotope levels. So, I mean, they've been analyzed scientifically, and I don't know.
I don't know either.
So, are these space pipes or just extreme plumbing cosplay?
I spent a lot of cosplay tonight.
There has.
Hey, that guy who robbed the bank, he needs to go there.
He does need to go there.
We need to send him there.
Yep. So I don't know on this one. It's a complete and total freaking mystery. That's why it's in the weird shit section.
Yep.
But I don't even have a good opinion. I think there's probably a natural explanation for it that would be
erosion.
Yeah, I mean something. I don't know. But
that's cool looking.
I don't know. I've never heard about them before. So they are cool looking.
They can stay there though. I don't want them.
I would, if it wasn't in China. I have really no desire to go to China. But if they were somewhere else, I would go check them out.
I can speak a tiny bit of Chinese.
Really?
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Say something Chinese.
Doibuchi Chenwen.
What the hell is that?
Excuse me, may I ask?
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I can say like wonton.
Wonton. Xie xie, thank you. Zaijian is goodbye.
Chicken chow mein? Kung Pao chicken? That's the only Chinese that I know.
My boss made me actually learn how to say "do not touch the buffalo" in Chinese.
Really?
Yeah.
I can definitely understand why. That seems like a pretty smart idea, really.
Yep.
Okay, so that is not what's next. Next, we have the petrifying well of Knaresborough. So a well in England that turns objects to stone, including teddy bears, hats, and even a bicycle.
I need to go.
Dropping an item into the well for weeks results in a crusty, stone-like coating due to the high mineral content. Locals once feared that it was cursed. Now it's a tourist oddity where people pay to fossilize their lunchboxes.
Yeah.
My take, nature's slowest Medusa cosplay. You can't get your dreams to solidify, but your sneakers? Fossilized. It's like a time capsule for junk and proof that geology has a sense of humor. I mean, I think the thing's cool as shit, honestly. It's way freaking cool. And, you know, you can look up pictures online, which are way better than this one, but you see all that shit that's dangling?
Yeah.
That's all stuff that people hang up there. It's like shoes, roller skates, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
And the water.
What is wrong with our eyes all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know. Are yours like
It's the same one.
Is it like burning?
Kind of.
Mine too.
Oh my gosh, we've opened something.
Yeah, that's weird. But so anyway, it's just really, really high mineral content in the water. You could probably do the same thing in Thermopolis, honestly.
Oh.
If there's, you know, a place where it's dripping or whatever, you could hang shit there and then probably turn it to stone. But it's kind of cool. It's pretty.
It is pretty. The hell's wrong with my eye?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell's wrong with mine either. It's like burning.
It's the same one.
Yeah, it's weird. So should we dip political promises in it?
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Is this how British souvenirs are made?
I don't know.
I mean, it would make a great souvenir.
It would.
I would like a stone teddy bear turned into
no doubt
stone from like a weird whale thing or something. So what happens if you dunk a Roomba?
You think it just cleans everything up in there?
Maybe. In theory, it should, right? Especially the Roomba mop one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just tooling around in there, cleaning all the things. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, I mean, it's weird that people hang all their stuff on it and everything. scientifically, this makes perfect sense. It's just high mineral content in the water, but it's a cool story, even if it's not weird. And then we have the Devil's Kettle, where the water just vanishes.
That sounds familiar to me.
So a waterfall in Minnesota splits into two streams, but one side disappears underground, and scientists still don't know exactly where it goes. Located in Judge C.R. Magny State Park, the Brule River splits at a rocky outcrop. One half flows normally, the other, the Devil's Kettle, plunges into a mysterious hole and vanishes. Dye tests and ping pong balls have yielded inconclusive results. It's nature's own unsolved plumbing riddle. My take? Mother Nature said, now you see it, now you don't, and then swallowed half a river for fun. Scientists are still trying to figure it out while the water's off doing who the hell knows what. Maybe auditioning for a Chris Angel special. Frankly, it's the most passive-aggressive disappearing act in hydrology.
I'm just done. I don't want to be here anymore.
I mean, it's freaking cool.
It's pretty.
It's way pretty.
I love waterfalls.
So the one on the left, the upper one, is the one that just disappears.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I can tell.
I mean, so smart ass. Is the water escaping to Canada, or is it just ghosting us?
It could be both. We're being gaslighted by it.
I mean, have you ever been to Sinks Canyon in Lander?
No.
So that's what that is Sinks Canyon. The river flows all the way down the canyon, and then it just goes right into the side of the mountain. And that one, they actually do know where it comes out at. It comes out like on the other side or whatever, but it's pretty freaking crazy at that spot because you've got this, it's a pretty good sized creek that runs down.
Oh, you're definitely from Wyoming.
Why?
Creek.
Yeah.
I love it.
What do you say, creek?
No, other people do.
Yeah, and it's not creek. It's creek. Anyway, so it flows right down the canyon and then poof, just disappears into this cave. It's pretty freaking cool.
I'm gonna go now.
Can you sue a river for emotional distress?
I'm sure somebody would try.
I'm sure so too. I mean, it is fascinating to me that in this day and age, we still don't know where the water goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't seem like that complex of a mystery to try to figure out, but we haven't yet. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's going into some underground aquifer or something and then probably feeding groundwater, you know, whatever, but I don't know. It's crazy. Should we start flushing conspiracy theorists down it to see where they go?
Yes.
Right?
With strings tied to them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, who first?
I mean, it surprises me that people haven't tried to like scuba dive into it or
How do you know people haven't tried? You don't look these up.
This is true. I don't. This is very true.
Maybe you need to start looking these up.
No, that takes way too much time. I've got 20 on my plate already.
This is true. And you keep adding more.
Without researching the weird shit. So, but unfortunately, that's it. That's all I had for us tonight on that one. Yeah. So, I don't know what to say. These were meant to be short and fun. So,
Hold on.
I think they are.
They're fun. I like it.
But, so anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. Hope you have a great night. We encourage you to give us a like and a follow. If you like what we do, feel free to reach out and support us on Patreon, on Ko-fi, on Substack. Send any questions, critiques, kudos to info@darkdialogue.com. Check out our website. I got a lot of stuff going on over there at darkdialogue.com. And
find us some weird shit.
Yeah, find us some weird shit. Send us some recommendations for other stuff you want to hear about, because it takes a lot to find this shit.
We'll talk about it.
As crazy as it might sound. So if you guys want to do the legwork for me, that would be awesome.
Or you just want our opinion on some weird shit, we'll give it to you.
Absolutely. But anyway, that's all I got. So for tonight, this is John
And Angela.
Have a great night.